It wasn't a celebration, it was a warning. When Toto Wolff spoke about Lewis Hamilton's adaptation to Ferrari, it wasn't some friendly nod to an old champion. It was a tactical move in a much bigger game. In public, Wolff said what Ferrari's own leadership wouldn't dare admit. Hamilton is being judged unfairly, cornered by pressure, and left without the trust he needs to lead. 3 podiums for Leclerc, a single sprint win for Hamilton. But statistics don't tell the whole story, they just build a wall for critics to hide behind. Behind that wall, inside Maranello's Red Fortress, Hamilton isn't just adapting to a new car, he's adapting to an entirely different culture, one where comparison is constant, patience is rare, and silence can be a weapon. He's surrounded by engineers who still think in Leclerc's language, and every adjustment he asks for is filtered through a system not yet built around him. In team meetings, in media briefings, in garage setups, he can feel the bias baked into every detail. Wolff knew exactly what he was doing. He cracked open the surface to reveal a deeper tension that Ferrari can no longer bury. And now that the world has seen the cracks, it's not just Hamilton under the microscope, it's the entire Ferrari machine. And if they don't confront what's really happening behind closed doors, that machine may soon tear itself apart. But that was only the beginning. Wolff's second message was colder. He mentioned Kimi Antonelli, Mercedes' young protege, and suddenly Ferrari's problem was laid bare. Antonelli is shielded, his learning curve is protected. But Hamilton, he's under a microscope, dissected after every session, every lap, every radio call. And the comparisons, though never public, are suffocatingly real. At Ferrari, Leclerc is the familiar son, the trusted anchor. Hamilton, no matter his legacy, remains the outsider. And now, Wolff's words exposed the double standard. It wasn't just a defense of Hamilton, it was a direct shot at Ferrari's leadership. Because behind the red suits and public smiles, trust isn't being built, it's being rationed. Hamilton doesn't just need time, he needs alignment. And Ferrari, right now, is giving him neither. Every time Antonelli struggles, he gets encouragement. Every time Hamilton falls short, the whispers grow louder. And the media? They feed on this imbalance, drawing lines between experience and experimentation, between loyalty and doubt. The tension spills into the garage, where engineers hesitate, where briefings are cautiously worded, where loyalty isn't clear. Even simple team decisions become political statements. The question isn't, can Lewis adapt? It's, will Ferrari let him? Will they allow him the space to reshape the team as Schumacher once did? Or will they trap him in a cycle of silent resistance, just as they did with Alonso and Vettel? And what happened next revealed everything. There's a reason Ferrari fans haven't seen more celebration around Hamilton's sprint win in China. It wasn't just a great drive, it was proof of what he could achieve with proper support. But Ferrari stayed quiet. No fanfare, no momentum shift. Just a return to business as usual. That silence was louder than any statement. It told Hamilton everything. And it told us something too, that there's a divide inside the team. Leclerc is the comfort zone. Hamilton is the gamble. And every time Ferrari holds back public praise, they reinforce the same internal message. Prove yourself again, and again, even when you win. That silence stretches beyond words. It echoes in strategy calls, in debriefs, in the eyes of mechanics unsure where their loyalty should lie. It's in the subtle body language, during driver meetings, the uneven media quotes, the way praise is handed out sparingly and not to him. But here's the thing, Hamilton's not just hearing that silence. He's recording it, storing it, calculating what it means. He's been here before. This isn't his first hostile environment. And like Wolff said, this isn't a sprint, it's a war. In wars, silence isn't peace, it's planning. And the next phase? It's going to test everything. Not just Hamilton's patience, but Ferrari's true appetite for transformation. This isn't the first time Ferrari has resisted a new leader. It happened with Alonso, it happened with Vettel. Brilliant starts, then whispers behind closed doors. The same cycle. Early promise, followed by isolation. Technical excuses become political blame. One by one, champions fall not because they lacked speed, but because they were never truly embraced. And now it's Hamilton's turn to face the same invisible wall. He came not to follow, but to transform. To bring a culture of resilience, clarity, and belief, one that built a dynasty at Mercedes. But Ferrari wasn't built for outsiders. It was built to protect its own, even if it means sacrificing progress. Ferrari's internal politics are not about performance, they're about power. If change threatens that power, it's resisted, no matter the cost. And so, behind the data sheets and briefing rooms, another war is being fought. Not between drivers, but between philosophies. One that protects the past, and one that dares to challenge it. And in a sport where milliseconds matter, political hesitation is sabotage. Hamilton is both a risk and a mirror a reflection of what Ferrari could become, and a threat to what it is. His presence alone demands accountability, transparency, evolution. But something deeper is unraveling, because this time the world is watching, and Ferrari can no longer hide behind history. It must decide whether it wants to build a future. The most dangerous threat to a driver's confidence isn't failure, it's isolation. At Mercedes, Hamilton had Bono. They didn't just communicate, they moved as one. At Ferrari, that trust doesn't exist yet. And the silence on the radio? It's not just awkward, it's costly. In high-pressure battles, even a moment of uncertainty can cost seconds. But it's more than that. It's psychological. It chips away at belief. And when belief breaks, performance follows. Ferrari's leadership may not say it outright, but their hesitation is clear. Leclerc is the stable vote. Hamilton is the unknown. And with every questionable strategy call, every vague radio message, every missed opportunity for support, Hamilton is being sent a message. Not one of rejection, but of doubt. And Wolff saw it before anyone else. That's why he spoke. Because he knows once a team starts sending mixed signals, it's not long before something cracks. Hamilton's request for clarity over tyre strategy in Spain was met with a pause, not just in words, but in belief. He's forced to second-guess the very voices that are supposed to guide him. And in Formula One, doubt is deadly. What Ferrari calls strategy, others might call sabotage. A slow pit stop, a late call, a missed cue, none of it accidental. Not in this sport. And certainly not when the political cost of backing Hamilton is higher than sticking with the status quo. But Hamilton's not naive. He knows the game, and he's preparing his own response, on track. What comes next will decide everything. Not just for Hamilton, but for Ferrari's identity. The summer stretch isn't just a series of races, it's a referendum on leadership. Will Ferrari continue to lean into comfort? Or will they finally empower the driver who came to break the cycle? Because Hamilton isn't here to be liked, he's here to win. And Wolff just gave him the one thing Ferrari hasn't: leverage. The fans are watching, the media is watching, and most importantly, the pressure is shifting. It's no longer on Hamilton to prove he belongs, it's on Ferrari to prove they're ready for change. One wrong move, one more failure to support, and the team risks unraveling everything. The next Grand Prix isn't just another race. It's a chance to reset, or a missed opportunity that will echo all season. If Ferrari continues to treat Hamilton like a guest in his own cockpit, they'll lose more than races, they'll lose the future they claim to want. But if they align behind him, give him the car, the strategy, and the full weight of belief, they might just awaken the version of Hamilton the sport fears most. Not the driver chasing wins, but the one redefining what's possible. And that version isn't just fast, he's unstoppable. The countdown has begun. Time is almost up, and this time it's Ferrari's silence that will speak the loudest. Hamilton? He's ready. The only question is, will Ferrari finally answer? This isn't just about a rivalry between teammates. This is about Ferrari choosing between the comfort of the past and the power of transformation. Toto Wolff opened the door, but now Ferrari must decide if they'll walk through it or slam it shut on the very future they need. Because Lewis Hamilton didn't come to Maranello to be quiet. He came to build something greater. And whether they embrace him or resist him, one thing is certain: Ferrari will never be the same again. Same.